체크. 다음 챕터는 하모니 레코드.
The festival finished. I only had one day left before I had to catch my train and leave Bellariva behind. I couldn't go without saying goodbye to Carmen. So, that evening, I made my way to the cafe. It was unrecognizable. She'd done it. Best food in Bellariva. Half the town was outside waiting to see what the fuss was about.
Maria! Maria! My favorite sous chef. Come on through.
It was Carmen, acting every inch the successful cafe owner she deserved to be.
축제 이후로 장사가 잘 되고 있나 봐요.
Even Helena was there, serving the coffees. This was the last place I expected to see her after yesterday's drama.
언니랑 같이 일하고 있구나.
Carmen led me through to a balcony upstairs, where she brought out an old record player.
I found out where Helena was on the day of the festival. She was selling her camera to clear the cafe's debts. But then she didn't have much left for herself. So, I've asked her to come and stay with me for a while. We have a lot of catching up to do. I wanted to give her this, to cheer her up. We listened to it all the time when we were kids.
그래도 잘 됐다.
Do you think it has one last tune in it?
해봅시다.
Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this on. That's the speed dial connected. Now we should be able to change it. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
이게 왜 반대로 돌아가지?
I should check the wiring. I think
됐다.
that should do it. This record should play beautifully. It's spinning the wrong way. How can I get it to play in the right direction?
아직도 반대로
Must be
돌아가고
to
있어?
do with the motor. Let's see if one of these spares can turn things around. If I turn the volume up, I should be able to hear it now.
이게 7 이거다. 연결하고 틀면
Well, it's playing in the right direction. I should check it's turning at the correct speed.
The sweetest words I've ever heard.
The record player's crackling tune must have caught Helena's ear, as she appeared a few moments later.
Is that my old record player? I can't believe you've kept it all these years, Carmen.
Leaning over the music, they looked just like the young sisters the slide projector had preserved all these years, inseparable once again. Carmen told me about your camera. That was a really generous thing to do.
I loved that camera, but I love my sister more. Now it's her time to be the person she wants to be. I'm going to stay here with her for a while. Make up for lost time.
와, 너무 잘 됐다.
Carmen and Helena's relationship wasn't suddenly going to be perfect, but they were both prepared to try. And to think, it had all started because of a call Carmen made about some seasoning tips.
맞네.
I guess in the end, maybe it wasn't so hard to just pick up the phone and dial. I hadn't spoken to my own parents in a year. I wanted to hear their voices more than anything. But the silence between us was so cavernous. I didn't know how I'd ever find the words to bridge it.
체크. 다음 챕터는 다시 아빠로. 이지네 아빠 얘긴가 봐요.
My final morning in Bellariva, I received one last call out to Joseph and Izzy's house. I knew I had to pack, but I figured I could squeeze in one final job before I had to leave. When I arrived, I found Joseph tidying up his wilderness of a garden. The playhouse was already cleared. Inside, I could see Izzy happily testing out her screw-driving skills on the back of her cassette deck.
You've made quite the impression. Isabel
어머.
tells me she's going to be a repairwoman like Maria.
I'm sure she could be anything she wanted if she put her mind to it.
She could. She's a brilliant child. Spending the day with her at the festival, I haven't had so much fun in ages. I wanted to give her something before she starts to forget.
Inside, the house was transformed, flooded with light and the sounds of the garden. It felt alive again. This would be my last repair in Bellariva, but it felt like it was the house that had really been restored.
It's a music box. It used to play beautifully, but now when I wind it up, nothing happens. I'd love for Izzy to hear it sing again. Can you help?
물론이죠. 마지막 소리가 될 거래요. 아, 여기 있다. 또로로로로. 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 또로로로로.
This mechanism is completely broken. I'll need to take it all apart before I can fix it.
어우, 세상에. 좋아요.
Perfect. The mechanism is good as new.
고정을 하고 아이고.
Maria, could you add this family picture of us?
당연하죠. 본드 맞는 본드.
I think that's everything back together again. I should play it to make sure.
하면
My wife used to sing this song to Izzy each night before bed, but I always worked too late to join them. Will you dream a dream for me if I sit by your side and hold you so tight? Know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight. I've missed so much already. I want to be the father my wife wanted me to be. I've ended up so much like my own father, working all the time. Izzy needs me more than that, especially now it's just the two of us. My daughter comes first. Well, until she gets bored of her stuffy old dad anyway.
I'll never ever get bored of you, Dad.
Izzy came running into the room where Joseph scooped her up and onto his shoulders.
너무 좋아 보여. 어떡해.
She gazed at the music box, her eyes shining. I'd never seen her look so happy.
Thank you, Maria, for everything. The things you fixed for me. I'm so glad to have them back.
Joseph was a good father, and I could tell he was determined to be an even better one. When it came down to it, that was all any of us wanted. A second chance to make something right. My time in Bellariva was almost over, but before I left, I knew there was something of my own I needed to fix.
완료. 아, 너무 좋았다. 아, 이제 다시 짐을 싸는군요.
My time in Bellariva was almost at an end.
왜 이건
Another
번역이 안 돼
chapter
있는 거야?
finished in a story whose ending I hadn't felt ready to write. The people I'd met, the items I'd restored, they'd taught me so much about what was really important. Pulling out my suitcase from beneath the bed, I remembered the day I stole it from my parents' shop, the day I left. Afterwards, I was too ashamed to call them, to apologize. It was a guilt I'd been carrying around every day since. As I packed, I knew that it was up to me to find a way to lighten the load.
자, 짐을 쌉시다.
Helena gave me these designer shirts. Not sure I'll pull them off as well as she does. My train ticket. Can't believe it's time to leave Bellariva behind. The recipe for Carmen's special. I'm under strict instructions to guard it with my life. Joseph's idea of light reading for the train. It does look thorough. Izzy gave me this in exchange for my repair manual. She'll be a pro in no time. The soundtrack to my travels. I'll be listening to this on the journey. My parents would love ballerina. Maybe I can convince them to make the trip.
완료.
My suitcase was full, but it was my heart that felt heavy as I made my way to the station. I was sorry to be leaving Bellariva behind, but I hoped that in my own small way I'd made a difference. Helena and Carmen's reunion was possible because they'd learned to overcome their differences. Joseph had realized he shouldn't let his grief or his work get in the way of his relationship with Izzy. They'd each learned to see things from someone else's perspective. Maybe it was time I saw things through my parents' eyes. I knew it would be easier to jump on the next train, put even more distance between us, but I finally felt ready to talk to them. I just didn't know if they would feel the same. Did I even remember their number? I wasn't sure until I reached for the phone and it all came flooding back. Mom? Dad?
Maria? Is that you?
다음이 있네. 아, 에필로그. 카르멘의 편지가 있네요.
Dear Maria, Carmen here. Sorry I haven't written. The cafe's been absolutely manic since you left. Luckily, I have Helena here to help. You wouldn't recognise her. She's like a new woman. She's always running round, taking orders and making drinks. I even heard her compliment a customer on their outfit. Personally, I draw the line at fluorescent green bowling shirts, but each to their own. It certainly made the customer smile. She misses the city, though. Bellariva's many things, but it's definitely not as chic as she'd like. She said there was a coffee shop near her old apartment where they made coffee with a shape drawn on top. It got me thinking, I'm an award-winning chef. I can figure out how to put a leaf on a cappuccino. A bit of cosmopolitan coffee might be just what Helena needs. Of course, ordering a new coffee machine was the easy part. I wish you could have seen the mess I got into trying to put the thing together.
아, 이걸 고쳐주면 되나?
I saw Maria use her screwdriver a million times. Taking this apart will be easy.
아, 이거 직접 고치나 봐요. 마리아가 아니라.
These pipes look pretty simple. I should start with them.
뭔가 복잡해 보이긴 하지만.
Oh, I wish Maria was here. She'd know how to put these pipes together. focus on the pipes first. They look easy.
오케이.
That steam doesn't look good. There must be something wrong with the pipes.
저리 가봐. 요렇게.
Finally, no more steam.
어. 짠. 어허. 소리가 들려. 짠. 또로로로로 또로로로로. 마지막.
It looks like I forgot. I think that's everything. Better test the buttons just to make sure. All
아주
done.
잘
Piece of
나와요.
cake. Time to make my first coffee, I think. Smells delicious. Now to make it look magical.
오. 아, 그림을 그려야 돼?
A perfect coffee. All it needs is a saucer and a couple of Helena's favourite biscuits.
아이. 혹시 접착제 붙여있니? 쿠키가 떨어지지가 않네. 커피 완료.
I was feeling more has-been than coffee queen by the time I'd made a drink fit for human consumption. It looked a bit, postmodern, but knowing Helena's refined tastes, I hoped she'd think it was intentional. Always the connoisseur, She didn't even bother to look at it at first. She was so busy wafting it under her nose. Steamed up her glasses, of course. How was she going to see my work of art through an eye full of fog? When she finally spotted it, though, she was totally impressed. I'll admit, she spent several minutes trying to figure out exactly what it was I'd drawn. She decided it was probably a horse. Well, what she doesn't know won't hurt her. She was impressed enough to ask for another one. I guess I'll need to get some practice in. The whole thing was such hard work, Maria. I never realised how difficult it was, all that mechanical stuff. It made me realise how much I have to thank you for, so I wanted to say that now. Better latte than never. Hoping you're well. Your friend, Carmen.
어머. 아, 이렇게 모든 챕터가 끝났네요. 자, 이렇게 Assemble with Care라는 게임을 한번 진행을 해봤는데요. 스토리가 너무 와닿았어요. 진짜 많은 사람들이 약간 겪을 수 있을 만한 그런 일들을 풀어가는 그런 내용이었죠. 게다가 이제 더빙도 너무 잘해주셔가지고 감정이입하기도 되게 좋았던 것 같고, 그리고 무엇보다 수리할 때 나는 소리들이 저는 개인적으로 너무 좋았어요. 너무 집중하느라 얘기하는 걸 막 까먹고 집중만 하고 막 이러고 있었던 게 많았던 것 같은데 저는 나름 재밌게 플레이한 것 같아요. 여러분도 재밌게 보셨으면 좋았을 텐데 모르겠네요. 그럼 여기까지 봐주신 모든 분들 고생 많으셨고 감사드려요. 그럼 저는 이제 다음 재밌는 영상으로 다시 뵙도록 할게요. 리바.